So here we go with the courts again, trying to stifle anything that this administration tries to do to protect the people. Any American driver that's here legally, that has been driving for any time at all, that's for this, is absolutely spitting in their own face. So apparently, this lawsuit was filed by the Public Citizen Litigation Group, the American Federation of States, County, and Municipal Employees, the American Federation of Teachers, and drivers Jorge Rivera Lujan and Alexei Seaman Ovinsky, or something to that effect. The lawsuit alleges that the IFR threatens the jobs of 200,000 people and that the FMCA failed to follow proper rulemaking procedures by issuing the IFR without notice or public comment period. What in the hell do all these groups have to do with trucking?
Absolutely great question. Everybody know in September, FMCSA came and said stop the reissue and the renewals and the issue of all of the non-domicile CDLs. I believe it was the right move. Well, what these little generations or little federations have are they're representing a lot of people that are working like driving like school buses and transportation. So they're not even representing the class A drivers that are non-domicile. They're more so representing the class B drivers. So what this rule is affecting the class B drivers because those are the ones that drive school buses, transportation for the municipalities or for the city, stuff like that. So that's why they're up in this. And now we have Jorge Rivera. He jumped in there as well. He is a Class A CDL driver. So this is how the Class A CDL drivers are being saved because of Jorge Rivera. This is why you have to look at everything in there. When we look at all of the things, a lot of the school buses, school bus drivers are Class B. They don't have a Class A. They don't need a Class A. So they had to attach Jorge Rivera on there to make it look like it's for the Class A as well, because originally it wasn't going to be for the Class A. So this is why when we see issues like this and you see why they bring people on, why they have all these things, Jorge Rivera is not the money. The money is these federations. They're the one that are able to pay for this lawsuit and everything. But Jorge Rivera and another person who happened to have a Class A were brought in on it to be able to stop it for the Class A CDL drivers. This is why we tell people you got to look beyond and see. I'm not saying Jorge Rivera is a bad person. I'm not saying the other guy's a bad person. But I'm looking and seeing, I see why they had to put him on there because he's a Class A CDL driver. Not a lot of people, bus drivers, they typically get a Class B and they're good. Okay, so Jorge Rivera is the Class A CDL driver. These federations are the money to be able to pay for these lawsuits. So this is why when we look at everything, man, and I'm looking, this is my opinion. So just my opinion. I take whatever I say, but non-domicile CDL drivers Class A should not be on the road. Class A and Class B. I mean, Class A, I'm talking for Class A. Class B is a whole different ballgame. Class A, if you're not in this country, if you can't read the signs, if you're not doing everything you're supposed to do to be a citizen, you should not be a CDL driver. I'm sorry, because I can't do the same thing in your country. I understand you have the DACA program, you have all these other programs where it sounds legitimate and stuff like that, but my big question is, why is these people on these programs not American citizens yet if they've been here for so long? This is why I need people to educate me, I guess. But we all know that there's a lot of non-domicile CDL drivers, illegal immigrants on this road, on here illegally, and what they can't even do is read the signs. We've seen plenty of videos. Gotta love social media. It's exposing everything. We know about the Indian culture. We know about the Asian culture. We know about all these different cultures that are here to, I'm not going to say the Mexican culture. I'm going to say the Latino culture coming from, Central America, coming in here and getting licenses with no name given. That's dangerous, bro. So we have to understand and see, hopefully this plays out. But this is why I don't like democracy sometimes, because to be able to clean up something, you got to clean it up quickly and swiftly. Sometimes the ruling and all this stuff slows progress down, because all this is doing is continue to hurt American truckers. That's just my opinion. I have no problem with people from different races, different countries, stuff like that. I just know that I can't come to your country and be able to get employment right away. They make me get a visa. They make me get this. They make me do all these things just for me to work in your country. Has to be the same way here. I have to understand the signs, I have to speak the language. It's just common sense for me. It's not a race thing. It's not anything like that. Let's just be common sense and let's have common sense and let's be logical. But this is why we have to sit back and understand where we're coming from and what we are trying to protect. We're trying to protect the American people. We're trying to protect American jobs because being a trucker is an American job. See what I'm saying? It's for Americans. But I can tell you, and I understand why we had a sudden influx of non-domicile CDL drivers because some American drivers were not doing it the right way. They were taking advantage of the system. They were trying to get unions and trying to get more and more money, being greedy and working less. So I do understand why we have this influx of illegal immigrants coming in and non-domicile CDLs. So I understand both sides, but I feel like to clean up and get the nonsense out and get the people that shouldn't be here, you have to clean it from the bottom and take everything out and then start over. Then we can open it up for DACA. Then we can open up for these different things and understand like, okay, these people are solid. They're doing the right way. These people are solid. They're doing the right way. But what we're finding is there's a lot of people doing it the wrong way. And it sucks that it affects the people that came in this country that's doing it the right way. But what I always say is, what do you have to do? What steps you have to take to be able to become American citizen? There's always steps. What are we not doing to be able to make you from a non-American citizen to American citizen? There's always steps. There's always a plan. What are you doing? If America came to you right now and said, what are you doing to try to be a citizen? You say nothing, then you shouldn't be working in this country because you're not working to become an American citizen. Some of y'all want to be in America but still be loyal to your old country. That's a big problem too. You want to be able to go back to your country whenever you want to, but not have the American citizenship. We all know that. And America knows that now. So it sucks that this ruling is taking out some good immigrant drivers, but you have to do it. You have to take the problem from the root and then come up with new rules for the DACA only, for this only. This is the problem with this lawsuit. They bring in everybody in it when everybody shouldn't be in it. It should have just been school buses, Class Bs. This is a lawsuit for that. Okay. Sean Duffy would have been like, I think he would have been like, you know what? Yeah, we'll make sure y'all good because you guys are for the schools. But they're really targeting Class A CDL non-domicile drivers. So, but this lawsuit is they use the money for the people that's for the school buses, and they bring a couple more people that are Class A, and now they're going to make this a us versus them. That's what you have to see about this lawsuit. That's what you have to understand and do your research and look. It's right there in your face. The American Federation of Teachers is for school bus drivers and transportation specialists for the school districts and stuff like that. They have nothing to do with the Class A CDLs. You don't need a Class A to drive a school bus. You don't need a Class A to drive a tour bus. You need a Class B. We all know that. So this is why we have to be smarter as truckers. This is why we have to fight back, push back. This is why Sean Duffy and the FSCSA will push back and they will get over this. It's just a temporary, okay. But I still believe that trucking in 2026 is going to be good. It's going to be turning up because non-domicile CDL drivers will not be here. Think about it. California issued 17,000 that we know of in that small period of time that they looked up. So we have to understand that this is still a problem. We still have people coming in from different countries, getting CDLs, being able to drive and killing people on the road. It's pretty self-explanatory why this needs to happen. Yes, I do understand. I feel sorry for the people that will be losing a job and losing their livelihood for a moment of their time. But you have to ask yourself, what haven't I done to be able to make myself an American citizen? What do I need to do? Because I know there's steps. So we're going to see what's happening. This is just a bump in the road. I feel like it's going to get overturned or FMC is going to come in. Don't forget, they can always get the Supreme Court to overrule that. It's checks and balances, right? But it's just one of the things that is wasting time. I understand these people are fighting for their livelihoods, but I feel like the Class B is a separate issue from the Class A. Let's separate it. Let's just say we're going to sue for the Class B drivers as part of this, the school districts and stuff. We'll sue. But keep the people out of it that's in Class A because there's a lot of crooks in the Class A, way more crooks than in Class B.